Welcome in. Good afternoon. It's the Ticket Punchers here on 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. I'm your host, Roman Kelly, joined today by my co-host, Curtis Phillips Jr., a.k.a. Philly Picks, as we take you guys up till 6 o'clock, soon to be joined by our other co-host and handicapper here on the show, J.R. Anderson, here shortly in a few minutes, as we've got a lot to discuss, a lot to get into. It's the first show of the week here on the Big X, as it's Tuesday, and we've got March Madness Final Four chatter ahead of us. We've got NHL heated up right in the midst of things. Excited to look into some of the teams that we've got in action tonight there. MLB finally gotten things up and running and ready to see what Mr. Philly Picks has in store for us in the MLB department. You know, I like to kind of wait, let these teams get a few games under their belts before I start betting pretty heavily on the MLB. But Curtis, how are you today, sir? How was the long weekend?
Going good, Roman. Finally, after a few busy past weekends, got to actually sit down and watch a lot of ball games this weekend. So that was quite fun to actually sit down and watch the games instead of, being out in public, looking on your phone at scores. So, but I had a good weekend overall. How about yourself, Roman?
Pretty great. I obviously got to do the in-game hosting for the Kings on Friday night. Got to experience that. Was doing some things with some people on Saturday. Went down to the Bach Fest on Saturday as well, down in Louisville, downtown Nulu area, and just spending time enjoying the nice weather. I've got some camera issues happening here right now on the stream. I've got a green square, it looks like, instead of my camera actually working, but we're not going to complain as long as Philly Picks can hear us and they can hear us on the stream. We're all good.
Yeah,
Curtis, let's get into the nitty gritty here because there's a lot on the slate for today. I want to get your thoughts on the Final Four, of course. And then, of course, we'll maybe get a couple of Louisville tidbits in there. But the NBA is ramping up. We have seen the MVP race have some changes. We've seen the Sixth Man of the Year have some changes. And I want to start that talk off with some NBA awards and see where we kind of stand as the Ticket Punchers on our updates with where we think these awards are going to go. Not necessarily even on a betting stance, but now that we've seen some odds change, some favorites change, Curtis, I wanted to see where the NBA awards stand for the sake of where Curtis thinks they're headed. I have a couple of opinions. I feel like it's easy to just start off with the heavy hitting MVP award, but Curtis, I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander still the overwhelming favorite, but on the ladder for the NBA website in terms of who the leader is, they've got Wembanyama on there now. Yeah. And we're seeing the odds at minus 450 for Shai, plus 350 for Wemby, plus 3,000 for Luka Doncic, and plus 10,000 for Nikola Jokic. I thought Jokic would be a little bit closer to Luka than what we're seeing. Do you think that there's any chance Victor Wembanyama can take this MVP award from Shai?
Yeah, I think the only route for Wemby to get the MVP is if SGA misses pretty much like the rest of the season, because I know he's around the threshold of games to where, he can't miss any too much more or he won't be qualified for the award. But with the way the Spurs have been playing in their win streak, obviously Wemby's been a big part of that. So I see why he's jumped into that second spot, being the second best team in the West, right there with the Thunder. But yeah, unless any injuries occur to Shai at the end of this season, SGA's pretty much got that wrapped up. So
I don't see Shai losing this.
Yeah,
or if they kind of somehow went on like a crazy losing streak, which I think is even less likely.
Right.
Victor Wembanyama is in the lead for the Defensive Player of the Year. This was our favorite going into the season, Curtis. We literally the four names that we said could be in this race are all the top four.
Yeah.
And they're literally in the rankings that we predicted them to be in. We knew Victor would be in the lead. We knew Chet was going to have a defense behind him and defensive numbers to kind of be qualified. It's an interesting situation for the sake of Chet Holmgren, where Chet's numbers are the Defensive Player of the Year in a lot of other seasons. Not when there's a Victor Wembanyama on the floor, though, unfortunately. Doubling the blocks damn near than what you've got, and then adding the steals and then the team defensive numbers as well, just kind of all lead to the Spurs. They're the best defensive team in the league, and the best defender is typically going to the best defender on the best defensive team, unless that team's the number one seed in the NBA, is going to win the Defensive Player of the Year, and that's Victor Wembanyama. Chet right there at plus 1,500, and then Rudy Gobert at plus 20,000, so a massive drop off. But that last name, that fourth one that we said could be there, was Scotty Barnes, Curtis. That was the name you threw out there for a shout if somebody wanted some crazy plus money odds on a name that would be in the race but maybe not be in the lead. Scotty Barnes is right there at plus 20,000. I don't think there's any chance Victor loses this. I think Victor could lose. Victor could not play the rest of the season and still
win. I agree with that.
Rookie of the Year has had a shift, and this is an interesting one if you were betting, because we mentioned that if you're in on Con Knipple at all, if you think there's a chance that Con Knipple can take this Rookie of the Year award from Cooper Flagg, now's the time to bet it. And it was right around December, right around January when we mentioned that Con Knipple, we caught him at plus 350, I believe, on a sprinkle, and he's now in the lead at minus 250. Cooper Flagg at plus 190. And this is going to be a tough one if Con wins it for Cooper, because Cooper Flagg is quite literally having, in terms of age, literally one of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen. People forget this is supposed to be a freshman in college right now. He reclassified. Quite literally one of the most NBA-ready players we've seen out of high school ever. Because that's what he is. Age-wise, he's fresh out of high school. And youngest to 40 points, most consecutive 30-point games by a rookie, all of these crazy numbers and stats. I mean, because he got into the league at the age he did, he's one of the only players currently in the NBA that has the opportunity to realistically touch LeBron James and some of the records that LeBron's gotten hold, just because of the longevity that LeBron's had, right? Being an all-star level talent in the NBA for so long. Part of the reason that he was able to break so many of those records, because he got a 2 or 3 year advantage on a lot of people, not having to go to college and being a little bit younger when he did into the NBA. With that being said, Cooper Flagg's the Rookie of the Year. Cooper Flagg deserves the Rookie of the Year. I think the recent success from the Hornets and the shooting record that Con Knipple has broken for both a rookie. I think he broke the Hornets record. I think he's I don't think he's currently in the NBA in the league for the most made threes in the NBA as well, partially due to the injuries that Steph Curry's had and James Harden being in and out of the lineup this season as well. And then no Dame Lillard. There's a lot of circumstances as to why Con Knipple, a rookie, has been able to lead the NBA in three-pointers made. But I'm sorry, Curtis, that's not enough for a Rookie of the Year in my eyes. I think it's crazy. I think it's extremely impressive. He's literally one of the 5 most impressive rookies we've seen in quite some time. Cooper Flagg's above him, though. And I think that the success that the Hornets are having has kind of pushed Con into that spot, being a starter, showing that, the Hornets starting lineup has the best plus minus in the league. They have the best offensive rating in the league. A lot of that does have to do with having the best shooter in the NBA as well. Being the best shooter in the NBA as a rookie just automatically qualifies you for the Rookie of the Year when Cooper Flagg's immensely better at you at a variety of things. Am I crazy to feel like Cooper's about to get robbed?
You're not crazy at all, and I'm surprised about this price and the flip. I think there's 2 factors. The one you mentioned, the Hornets' success since the calendar flipped to 2026 has had a big eye on Con Knipple, and then the injuries that Coop probably missed from about 10 to 15 games.
Yep.
Obviously, the Mavericks, they say it's not a team award, but I guess due to the Mavericks being not so good and not compete games that they Cooper Flagg. But I agree. I think this he's showing you he can get 30-plus consecutive games. He's broke a lot of rookie accolades, rookie records. So I still think Coop should be the slight favorite over Khan. No discredit to Khan. He's had a tremendous year.
Yeah, but it feels like ever since the Hornets moved into a play-in spot and the Mavericks moved out of a play-in spot,
right.
Now all of a sudden Khan Knippel is the rookie of the year.
Yeah, you got that. Like Coop's doing this. He's the best player on his team. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think Cooper Flag definitely deserves the rookie of the year.
He's the most valuable rookie that we've seen in quite some time. But oddly enough, he's got another rookie in his class that's the best shooter in the NBA currently as it stands due to circumstance. So I can understand it. Just don't like it for the sake of Coop. J.R. Anderson joining us on the show now as well, our other handicapper here and other co-host here on the Ticket Punchers. J.R., how was the weekend? How's the fam doing? How are you? How have the punches been?
Check, see if you're muted, JR.
May have him muted there. We'll let JR get that mic up and running. No, he does typically work in the weekdays, sometimes late, not always able to get out on the show when we want in time, but he'll be here shortly. Last award that we have some close odds on, Curtis, most improved player. Nickeil Alexander-Walker at minus 120, Jalen Duren at plus 115. This one's a toss-up. When I think about what I expect out of a most improved player every year, part of it is what was the expectation last season? How did their expectation shift, or what did they do to exceed that expectation? I don't think anybody expected a lot from Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You know what he's good. You know He's a defensive stopper. The offensive uptick we've seen in his game as a scorer, as a shooter, as a facilitator, that was a lot more unexpected than what the jump we've seen from Jalen Duren in my eyes. We saw this Jalen Duren right at the end of last season. We knew that these flashes were there. It was a matter of him getting the consistency down, knocking the free throws down, and getting even better with that ball handling ability and that confidence. We knew Jalen Duren was good. Just a matter of him unlocking those aspects to his game that we already knew existed. I feel like Nickeil Alexander-Walker showed those things that we didn't know were already there and showed that he can play in different roles, but that's not what goes into this award all the time. I would lean Nickeil Alexander-Walker in this one. What about you, Curtis?
I agree with you there. Like Duren, his points per game went up, around 7 points. But yeah, I don't think anybody has expected Nickeil Alexander-Walker to break out to sort of a go-to guy for the Atlanta Hawks, averaging, I believe, close to 20 points per game this year. So I think, what we expected, like we've kind of expected this out of Duren coming into the league, highly recruited, going into Memphis. So I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker definitely deserves the most improved player.
I'm with you. JR, you got that mic working? Still having some issues with JR's microphone. Hopefully we can get those worked out here. Last award, Philly, not really great odds on this. Keldon Johnson, minus 200. Next one up. There is an interesting point, though, to make about the Sixth Man of the Year award. The second, third, fourth, and fifth names on this list are all the four names that we said would be on this list before the season started. The first leading name, Keldon Johnson, and then the sixth name, Tim Hardaway Jr., were not names that we had in this top six. But Jamie Jacques Jr. at the number 2 spot, we thought that was my pick for this award. Reed Shepherd was your pick for someone that you expected to be there in this one. And then Naz Reid, we all expected to be there, the reigning winner of this award. He's up in that 4th spot. Keldon Johnson has no reason to lose this. He's right on the minutes threshold. He averages the most points per game out of these names. So he should win this one. And he kind of talked himself into it there with the Wembanyama approach, getting asked about it in the interview, saying, why shouldn't I win it, right? Kind of feeling like it's the San Antonio Beggars happening down there a little bit. As we get J.R. Anderson back into the show here. J.R., how are you, sir? It's like I can hear his microphone on, but it's like it's not registering him talk or something like that.
I'm not getting on my end.
Yeah, I'm not getting him in on here. Hopefully he can get that worked out before the radio side of things end at least, and we can get him on the stream potentially here. But Curtis, let's look into the night of action we've got. MLB already been in play earlier. We have got MLB action pretty much all night. Loaded slate. We had NHL action as well. We had some international soccer action happening today. Where are the Philly picks punches coming from for us tonight, Curtis? Let's get it right into the official punches here on the show today. I've got a couple of leans in a couple of different leagues. Got an NBA, MLB lean, got an NBA, couple of officials. Where are you taking us tonight, though, Curtis?
Yeah, I'll start off in the MLB, and this will actually be a jab to start off. But as we know, Tuesdays, it's Dinger Tuesdays. I love my home run bets. And today, I'm taking Pete Alonso at plus 330 on FanDuel. They have a 50% boost, so I got that boosted up to plus 45. But I saw a stat yesterday when I was watching the Rangers and Orioles game. Pete Alonso has never went more than 4 games without hitting his first home run of the season. Tonight is the 5th game. It's great weather in Baltimore. I think he's due. Pete is due to get his home run, so I think he gets it tonight versus Jacob deGrom. Power on power matchup right there. And I'm going to also stay in MLB, go to Mets and Cardinals game, and I'm going to take both teams to score 3+ runs at plus 100. For the Mets, he did have a good spring training, but these Cardinals bats have surprised me through 4 games, and I think they can get the 3 runs. Mets bullpen, not the greatest either. And then on the other side, the Cardinals, their pitching hasn't been good at all to start the season. Andre Palante making his first start, had a 5.3 ERA last season, which is not good at all. And that Cardinals bullpen has been completely awful. So I think both teams can get the 3 runs. And then, so that will be my first official punch. And then in the
let me interrupt you real fast, Curtis. Since you're in the MLB on that last punch there with the three runs for the
both teams
to cover their over 2.5 runs. Mm-hmm. I took Mets money line at the end of the Mike Rutherford show for our Big X Big Bet presented by Chad Hennessy and InsureMax, just like the Tiki Punchers Triple Punch Parlay presented by Chad Hennessy and InsureMax. I like the Mets to get the job done in this one. Money line straight up. That was going to be an official punch I had. We were going to make it a jab and see what you felt.
Yeah.
In your opinion on this one to kind of correlate that to an official punch. And I'm going to go ahead and make this an official. I like that first 5 innings, first 4 to 6 innings, that matchup between Senga and Palante. I like Senga to have less earned runs in that matchup. And with the way that the Cardinals bullpen looks, I feel like the Mets should be able to get the victory here if Senga can get the job done in those first 4 innings or so.
Yeah, Senga definitely has the pitching advantage. Palante is just, I don't think he's really an MLB starter. And then, like you mentioned, the Cardinals bullpen, they gave up a lot of runs that first series to the Rays, who I didn't expect to be that great this season hitting. And now you have a power lineup like the Mets, even on the road. I do think the Mets win this.
Love it. Love when I get that Philly picks lean the same way on an official punch. That's my one lone MLB punch is going to be the New York Mets money line in this one. What else you got for us, Curtis?
Yeah, just one more official punch in the NBA. Karl Anthony Towns over 10.5 rebounds at minus 105. This could be a trap line. I don't know why it's there, but he's covered this in 12 of the 14 games in the month of March. Houston's I don't think I can stop Towns right now. I think he's tonight. It'll be my sexual punch.
What are the odds on the 11 boards? Because, I mean, he was given crazy odds on the 12 boards just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, the 12 is plus money. I'm not sure the exact price, but 11's minus 105. So
he averages 12. So I like that right there. J.R. Anderson now joining us in the show here. It looks like J.R. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my car mic today, but we got it working. I had to put my AirPods in just to be able to hear you guys, but I heard most of what the picks were. Sounds good. I like the cat. I'll leave the baseball to y'all as always.
Glad to have you in, JR. How are the as we kind of round out here the last day of March, we will have our official March punch records for you guys tomorrow. And we know there was a lot of missed shows due to the high school basketball and NCAA basketball that took us off the airwaves some days. But we're going to get that official record for you guys out there tomorrow, and excited to jump into April and see how hot of a month we can have here on the Ticket Punchers. But JR, how was the weekend? How were the official punches? How are you feeling about this round out to March?
Solid. I believe we're up 5 units overall for the week, so very solid there. I've been giving out some of the plays on X, and then
At
as
Ticket
far as the
Punchers?
Final Four goes, yeah. As far as the March Madness goes, I'm ready to get these 2 games underway and see who comes out of it. That UConn buzzer beater was probably one of the best ones since the Jay Wright Villanova buzzer beater, in the championship game against
Yeah.
UNC. Those 2 hand in hand, 1A, 1B outside of Leitner, back in the 90s, that was a hell of a shot. I was screaming at the top of my lungs, but definitely ready to get the Final Four underway and then crown a champion eventually and see who comes out of it.
So we can move on to this exciting end of the NBA season and see what things look like there. And, of course, so we can start focus on this UFL season, Philly, because they're letting us bet on these UFL games. I was going to let everybody get their first game under their belt before I put any money lines, any plays in outside of the Kings. And excited to see what the UFL looks like going forward. The Kings going up against Jack Plummer next week. And we're going to see what that one looks like. Or this week, I'm sorry. 2 weeks in a row we'll have Jack Plummer. We're going up against them this week and next week. Excited to see how we feather against an old Cardinal in that one. But Curtis, you took the Karl Anthony Towns rebounds as an official NBA punch. Did you have any other official NBA punches for tonight?
No, just those 2.
I've got one, and it's simple. I know you guys are going to say I'm biased. I know you're going to say you're not supposed to bet on your teams, Roman, and I don't. But tonight, the Lakers are hosting the Cavaliers. Luka Doncic with a game of rest, having not played in their last one. LeBron with the trip dub last night. Back-to-back. There will be Austin Reeves playing. There will be LeBron as it stands in this one. With the way LeBron and AR have looked and the way that the scoring has happened for Luka, JR, let me know if I'm wrong. I'm feeling really, really good about the Lakers' chances at Crypto tonight, which just how not necessarily inconsistent, but up and down the Cavs offense can look on the road. We've seen it already at times, even after the James Harden trade. Yes, they're at full health tonight. Jared Allen's back. You know what people, if the Lakers are on your schedule and you have a semi-injury, you're going to be trying to get back. You got that game circled. That's just how it works in the NBA. What are we thinking about a Lakers money line tonight, Curtis and JR?
You can go ahead, JR, since that's your team as well.
Man, looks like we just lost him there. Go ahead, JR. May have some connection issues there. There we go. Lakers tonight, yeah. JR, up against the Cavs. You like them to get the job done?
Is Luka playing? I haven't been able to see the injury report. I've been on the road for 3 hours coming back from Somerset, so I haven't got a chance to check.
I know he was suspended yesterday. He was not on the injury report when I saw it earlier. So
he's playing. LeBron is a game time decision. LeBron, they're saying, is a game time decision, but Luka's playing.
He's playing.
I'll go ahead. It's going to be a good game. I'll say that, but I believe Jared Allen's coming back for the Cavs, which he's been out for, I want to say, close to a month. So,
yep,
that he brings a great inside presence for the Cavs, which they've been really needing with really just Mobley kind of holding down the forward. Thomas Bryant chipping
soft. Mobley's soft. He ain't been holding nothing down for him, unfortunately.
That's funny. But I don't lean to one side. I'll just say it'll be a great game. But I do think Jared Allen coming back for those Cavs, that could really boost them. I think that's really what they've been missing, I believe. So
I think so too. I think that could kind of change the boards, the game on the glass for the Lakers a little bit. You're going to need big performances from Ayton and Hayes on the glass. But you're also going to need a big performance from those role player guys and Rui, Vandell if he plays. There's no Marcus Smart here in this one. So LeBron, Reeves, Rui, all these guys are going to have to give it their best. And you're going to need a lot of them to play big minutes as well. But with the way that Luka's playing, they don't have an answer for that. If Luka gets going early in this game and he gets hot, he's on one of those performances where he's going to have 35, 36 plus points again. His line's sitting at 33 and a half. He's approaching that, 2019 James Harden kind of territory right now with where his line's at, but also how you expect him to get that as well. And that's just kind of where I lean when you look at a team that doesn't have that perimeter defender to stop your key guy. If the Lakers offense can get going how it's supposed to, and then you get those jump shots being made off of the Luka drives and the Luka shots, that's when our offense is at its best. We'll see. I don't know if D. Mitch, James Harden are set up to go out there and guard what's happening on the perimeter. It's one of those weird matchups where both teams should score a good amount, but the Lakers do have the advantage with who's guarding them, I feel like. All right, Curtis. I had one other play that I wanted to throw out for tonight. Book went crazy in his last game. I think he's playing that Booker ball that we know of him. He's scoring at an extremely high level. He's got that dog mentality factor kind of happening in his game as well. When they're at full health out there with Dylan Brooks, Grayson Allen, Jalen Green, and him, this is a really extreme, tough team to beat. I've got two other plays for tonight, Curtis. We're going to take the Lakers money line as a jab. We're not going to put that on the official record, but just letting the listeners know I am leaning Lakers money line tonight. I'm on the Devin Booker 25-plus points at -132. Two-leg parlayed with the Suns money line to beat the Magic on the road as 2-point underdogs. Booker, he's unguardable right now. He's hitting those tough shots. He's making the right play, and he's defending. And when you've got Dylan Brooks alongside of him doing the same thing, this is one of the most underrated teams in the NBA right now, and I think they're going to go out and kind of go on a streak of games to prove that to end out this March going into April run of games before the playoffs get underway. How do you feel about the Suns' money line in this one tonight?
I mean, he's been your cash cow.
Yes.
That's came through, seems like more times than not. So I'll just listen to you there and ride with you. I know the Magic, they're iffy. They're on and off. So
they're much better at home than they are on the road.
Yeah.
But the Desmond Bane-Booker matchup, I like that. They're going to have to switch that. Go ahead, JR. What you got for us?
I was going to say Jalen Green's balling too now. Don't forget about him.
He has been. And he's been doing it in a team-oriented way, which has been super surprising. I thought he was going to be like, I got to prove it. I got to prove I'm worth the trade they made. I got to go out there and show that I can be the guy when I get the ball. And he hasn't really had that mindset to his game, Curtis.
Yeah, he has been balling.
All right, JR, before we end out on the radio side of things, do you have any NBA official punches for tonight before we get on to the X and YouTube stream?
I'll put them out on the X account so we can get out on time.
We'll get those out there. So JR's got his official punches on X. We'll make sure to mention those in the radio stream or on our X and YouTube stream as well. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Ticket Punchers here today. Stay tuned if you want on YouTube and on X, where we will continue going for a few more minutes and finish out those punches. This is going to wrap us up. And fellas, without further ado, let's go punch those tickets.
Let's punch those tickets.
All right. Curtis, I'm going to go to break real fast if you got time.
Yeah, I should be able to. Yep.
And I'll be right back in 1 second.
All right, brother. Take your time.
right. Philly picks. We're back. J.R. Anderson still in here with us as well. There we go. All right,
Yeah,
fellas.
I don't know what's going on with AT&T today, but my signal has never dropped this much while driving.
All right, so we got those. We got the officials out. You there, Curtis?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's a lot of static.
Curtis. Mute him there. JR. I could probably, if y'all running half court tonight, I think I could hang for a couple of games, but I'm right there, about ready to come back out to the hoop sessions.
Yep. We'll be ready. I don't think we'll play half court though.
No.
Come shoot around,
Yeah.
Work on that jumper.
I can run. It's just the up and down after, I got about a game in me before the knees. Like, all right, let's take it easy now.
Are you still doing PT or what?
Yeah. I'm still in PT, but it's like, I'm pivoting and I'm doing basketball court stuff at PT,
Yeah.
They're trying to get me ready. A lot of it's soccer based too.
Yeah. Just take it slow, man. You got to have that knee for the rest of your life.
Hell yeah.
That ain't worth it. But yeah, no, whenever you're ready, we'll be here waiting on you. But if you want to come shoot or whatever, for sure.
What time y'all going? 8 p.m. tonight?
Mm-hmm. I'll probably get up there like 7:30ish, give or take.
It's the same spot, right?
Yeah. Bucket.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Struck from the crib, a little low key, but few $5 hoop session, few bucks. You really can't beat it for an organized run.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Wow.
All right, fellas, let's get this triple punch parlay out there.
All righty then.
I got Donis Jenkins. Can y'all hear me?
Yep. Sound a little muffled, but we can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's like kicking me off. But Donis Jenkins.
That's what it was doing to me.
6+ assists at -164 for the Pistons. He's just diamond it up with Cade out right now. He got this 7 of the last 9 games, so I think he gets this 6.
Donis Jenkins, 6+ assists.
Yep.
I like it. What you got for us, JR?
Give me a second. Let me. I just got home. Let me pull up my stuff.
Yeah, it's a weird. Got to go get plays before we go to work today, and then got to go make sure they're still accurate after work.
Yeah, mine's involved.
Second.
Yeah, I think my computer having connective issues right now is messing you guys up.
Maybe. Yeah, because what it's doing right now, I've never seen it do it.
Like it kicks JR out, but leaves his old tab in there. It's my connections messing up the restream. We really need to get StreamYard. I need to make that happen.
That another device?
Yeah, it's like if StreamYard is Nike, Restream is like the champion.
Yeah.
Weird.
Got a lot
of Restream. Everybody copied Restream. Restream got the idea first. Everybody copied it and made it better. It's usually how it works, though, I guess.
Oh, this is a demo. Turn that off. There we go. All right. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Then. Did you already give out your triple punch?
No, I didn't yet. I did have one I was feeling.
I'm going to go LeBron. Looks like he is playing. Over 17.5 points.
I love it.
Minus 126.
You're going Bron. Okay, so triple punch. We've got Jenkins from the Pistons, 6+ assist. JR is taking LeBron, 18+ points. I'm going to rock with Jalen Brunson on the 22.5 points.
Big body Brunson.
So Brunson, 23+ points.
Yeah.
I like that triple punch right there. Let's go see what we can get that at. Bronze line at 17.5, a watered down one. I love that. Watered down to 17. We know how he loves just getting 1 point below what they think. 17.5 on the 18+. And then we've got Curtis with the Jenkins 6+ assist. Is that his set line? It is not. They've got him at 6.5. So we'll take his over 5.5 at minus 168. These three legs can get you at plus 344 on the 3-leg parlay. And if you've got it on the right book, you might have a boost because these are all NBA games. But that's our triple punch parlay. Jalen Brunson, 23+ points. LeBron James, 18+ points. And Donis Jenkins, 6+ assists at plus 344. Fellas, I'm feeling really good about this triple punch parlay today.
I think it's a winner. I think, Bron going against Cleveland, the legs will be charged even after posting the triple-double and being the guy last night. I think 17.5 should be very easily done. Let's see.
He just needs to get that jump shot back rolling.
He hasn't been trying to shoot.
Then he'd be getting back over that 22, 23 points more often if he's not going 0 for 2 from the 3-point line. What's that all about?
Well, he hadn't made a 3 in almost like 5+ games.
5 games or something like that.
Last night he hit 2, I think.
I almost took him for the +2 last night. I was like, he's going to go 1 for 2 again. I lost money on him once in that 5-game streak of not hitting any. I wasn't doing it again.
Yeah. Once he made it almost through the middle of the third at one point, for him to hit 0.5 threes was plus 300. I was like, that's crazy.
All right, Curtis, I don't know if you heard that, but we got plus 344 on the triple punch with Jenkins 6+ assists, LeBron 18+ points, and Brunson 23+ points. JR's got his official punches out there. I'm going to get my official punches out there as well on the X account, and we'll get that triple punch parlay graphic tweeted out there as well. We got to do so pretty quickly because I think we've got all those are 8 p.m. time, so we'll get that triple parlay graphic up in about an hour. If you're listening to this, you know that, and you will probably already have heard that, and you're going to remember these plays. But if you're watching a little bit late, sorry about the technical difficulties we've had today, but we got that triple punch out there. Fellas, anything you guys want to add before we get out here on the stream today?
I was going to take Kobe White for points and rebounds, 87%, but they're playing Brooklyn. I don't imagine it would be a blowout, but it could be.
17.5 point line. They think it's going to be.
Yeah. 17.5 points plus rebounds, 87%. Let's see what else we got. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I stay away from those props. Whenever a team has an 18-point favorite line, it's just too risky.
Yeah. Oh, Coop's playing tonight. Nice.
Coop's playing tonight, and they're favored to win tonight.
Interesting. Who you think's going to win this Houston Knicks game?
It's funny. I bet the Rockets when the Rockets are at home, and I bet the Knicks when the Knicks are at home. And I don't touch either one of those teams when they're on the road. So
smart.
I think the Rockets get that one done. The low scoring, like the 1-point line is weird to me. And you're not going to throw Amen. I doubt you keep Amen on Brunson all night.
Yeah, no, you're being foul trouble at halftime.
You're not playing the fourth quarter if you do that. So They're going to wait till the fourth quarter to put Amin on Brunson. I think with that being the case, he gets to that 20-point mark through three. If you let Brunson get 20 points through three, if anybody else is on for the Knicks, they should win that game. Because that's one of the few big man matchups where Carl should win his matchup on both ends of the floor.
I like that.
So I'm leaning Knicks money line.
Yeah.
But I stay away from the Knicks when they're on the road. I won't do it.
I was looking at the under. It's 217.5. It's hit 93.
Yeah, if the Rockets are at home, like that should hit.
Yeah.
I'll admit something. I've been taking the Celtics, Thunder, and Rockets keep getting these low over-unders. And I keep taking the under, and I keep taking the over, JR, thinking that
under.
like, nah, this is too low. This is too low. They can't do this. Why are they making this low? What do they know that I don't? Under 215 and a half for a Celtics Thunder game, they must be crazy. And the shit finishes at 211 or something, and it's just like
201, 202. Yeah.
But you got to know, like, I'm over here not listening to myself when I tell people these NBA teams play defense. The cream of the crop is the best defenders in the world.
I do like OG Anunoby under 2.5 threes made tonight, -130.
I like that on the road a lot.
Yeah, I like that. Under 2.5 threes, -131 from the last update.
Because Ahmed's going to start on him probably.
Yeah. Take that as an official. And I want one more. I want to take KD for 25 points, but that's risky.
Yeah, he's going to have a 12-point first quarter and then go into the fourth quarter with 18 points.
Yeah. Let me find one more.
Shout out to the lone viewer here on YouTube. Don't know how many we have in on X right now, but we appreciate you on the YouTube side of things, listening in on the punches. I wonder if the people who listen throughout the entirety of the show, if they prefer how we sound on the radio or if they prefer the laid-back casualness to the stream side.
Yeah, it's good.
Drop it down in the comment. Let us know.
It's good feedback.
We can make the radio more like this, minus the cussing.
Yeah, true.
Or we could make this go a little bit more like the radio if you wanted, but we like to discuss and there's not a lot of time for discussion in the radio. We all have to give our opinions out and move on, but that's what this is for. Maybe a program note going forward, JR. We might be back on Mondays.
Okay.
Actually, we've never been on Mondays, have we?
Nope, never.
No, yeah, we might. Monday might get – well, the radio might get changed to where it goes to like it's a normal day, like a Tuesday and a Wednesday where it just goes till 6. And if that gets changed where we go till 6, Ticket Punchers will get that last 30 minutes again. So
good deal. Jalen Green over 19.5 points, -128. That'll be my third one.
Ooh. That's an interesting one because I feel like at that line, it's either going to be Dylan Brooks or Jalen Green. One of them is always going to have like 17, 16, 17, 18 plus points, but it's kind of you just got to figure out which one
since he's been sitting out.
Yeah.
I feel like Jalen's been getting after it in the first quarter, which I appreciate. Kind of like that Luka approach, go get it, kill, and then
make you guys respond to how we play at the beginning of the game versus figuring it out. A lot of teams like that figure it out throughout the game shit. Some teams like to establish their will early.
Kill early. And then Booker's been kind of taking that approach here lately too, like just trade off.
Yeah, Booker's been like, here, I'm going to do my thing in this first quarter. Second and third quarter, y'all can do y'all, but fourth quarter, I'm getting that rock back.
Yeah, but yeah, we like that. Jalen Green, 19.5. OG Anunoby under 2.5 threes. And what was my punch?
You had LeBron 18 plus points.
18, yes sir. We'll take them.
All right, there it is. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy. Comment on the punches you're messing with, that you're liking, that you're tailing, and we'll catch you.